So, Auto Assembly 2015, the last one, the big one of this. Time to natter on about it for a bit. Apologies if the camera's going to go mental with the white balance. It's a horrible day outside and it's like just... I don't know, maybe it's a bit of that pathetic fantasy where it's like the weather is matching my mood because Auto Assembly's finished and it's all a bit like, oh, can I just be sat in a bar still, nattering to people, fiddling about with robots, getting a bit drunk? Whatever. This video is going to be kind of, as the title would suggest, experience exploration. I'm not going to go into my haul here because I've never had a haul that big, honestly. I bought more things in that one weekend than I've ever had in a single weekend, I'm pretty sure. So I'm not going to fit it all into one video. It's insane, and a lot of it is like proper good stuff that I could talk about for ages. So I'll leave that for now. You'll see stuff. I'll put a picture of it at the end or something. You'll see it, you'll see it. I'll do reviews of it. I'll do little videos here and there featuring stuff, and I'll let you know that that's where it came from. But honestly, it's like, it's pretty much filling up my coffee table at the moment downstairs. It's like, this is a lot of stuff. This is a lot of stuff, and I don't know how I managed to bring it all home. But I did. It's here. Wow, I'm still enjoying it. I've literally only just... Actually, no, I've still got one thing to open. I haven't opened everything yet. There was stuff that I got, that I took home all sealed up and everything to be able to open up, and it's like, I still haven't opened everything. So, that's mental. But that's not what we're here to talk about. I'm just going to recount my sort of experience of the weekend because it was amazing and I don't really think it could have gotten any better, and it just feels like I did so much more than last year, like crossing things off the AA bingo list, as Dorian put it. It's like, wow, it really did kind of go out with a bang. So yeah, Auto Assembly. Let's begin at the beginning. I journeyed away from home on the Thursday so that I'd go and meet John at his place, and then we'd drive from there to Birmingham, and the journey was a bit bad. It wasn't the best start because I was stood waiting at the coach stop for my coach, and it was like, I should be here by now, and then someone pulled up in a taxi and said, well, a taxi for so-and-so because the coach isn't coming. I was like, you what? Had to be today, didn't it? So I got on the train, got to London, and got on the bus, got to Bristol, and blah, blah, blah. It was a little bit of a hell, but then I got to John's, and we were looking through his attic, which was a right laugh, and I got, well, won the whole thing out of the way. Got this Recon Iron hired off of him that he was looking to flog. He sorted out loads of other stuff that he was going to flog. Just laugh at so much weird old stuff in his loft. And then I tried to sleep before the actual day of setting off, getting to Auto Assembly on the Friday, and the journey was just awful. It took like twice as long as it should to get there. We got there about like 6 and only had like an hour or so left to collect our passes and all that, and got in the hotel room though, which was nice to have. Definitely, that's like, ding, that's the first tick off the list, actually being at AA in the hotel, to be able to just stick all the stuff in there, intervals and all that sort of thing, not having to pay like £7 for a taxi to go to another hotel somewhere. So we did that, and just basically got ready to just get in that bar. And well, actually, before we did that, of course, meeting loads of people, you know, the customary, everyone stands in the middle of that foyer there and get a hug off Ray, and met Ed, and I was amazed at how happy he is all the time, just like he is in his videos. I was like, you can't be this cheery all the time, Ed. And he was great. And just, yeah, that was the point where it's like, oh, you meet everyone, everyone's here. And then we met Dennis I know him off Twitter. He has got a YouTube, he's on the TFYTC page. And we were all kind of hungry, so us three jumped in the car and went to McDonald's. And that was kind of not great. That kind of set the tone for the kind of food I was eating for the rest of the weekend. And then we got back and just got in the bar, and it was like, boom! Now it's Auto Assembly. I'm getting mashed with everyone there, and it was like, oh, that was insane. It's like, oh, it is Stu, and oh, there's Brad, and kind of walking up to the bar, and I think I was chatting to Stu or something, and I just kind of casually turned around, took a glance, and then looked back, and I was like, that's Stu. That's Stu stood behind me at the bar. I was like, I'll say hello in a minute. I'm still kind of talking to Stu. And then the next thing I know, I get a headbutt in the back. I turn around and it's like, it's Stu, hello, you know. I'm like, what? It kind of got mental from that point on, because it was like, oh my days, I'm actually just sat drinking with you. And there was a point where we were all just sat around a table, just like me sat next to Luffy and Brad, and then there's Dorian and Stu and Few and Sammy and Frederick, and it was like, oh my days, it's like, this is the A-team right here. I'm just sat in amongst all the, I don't want to say best people, because that's kind of like favouritism, that's not nice, is it? But like, there's the cream of the crop kind of thing going on here. I was like, wow, everyone's here, this is amazing. And got quite drunk and bought Dorian a drink, tried to get it in his tankard and they wouldn't have that, and then he bought me a drink, and then everyone was just, I guess, piling it in is probably the right phrase. Brad was properly gone and Thew was really mashed too, and I got pretty drunk. I didn't really drink that much. I mean, God, the booze was so expensive. First thing I bought was a £7 glass of vodka and lemonade, and I was like, no, thank you. That was obscene. So I think I got my enjoyment out of the like 3 or 4 pints of cider I had. So, but that was it. That was like probably the high point of just in the bar, because it was like, it's only Friday night, and we're all going at it. It's like, this is heavy, and yeah, it kind of took its toll in the morning. Didn't see Brad till sometime in the afternoon because he was wrecked, and Theo was pretty hungover. Everyone was just hungover, and I was just like, I didn't really sleep very well, and I've got up feeling kind of like, but I don't think I'm hungover, so that's alright. Yeah, basically the morning's breakfast was okay. That was like actual food, yes. But then getting outside, looking at the queue to get into the dealer room at like 10, that was like, what? It went out the door and it just kept going round the corner, and I was like, this is a lot of people. I'm going to be stood here for a long time. But then it got moving, got in the room, and it was like, okay, it's nice, you know, everything's in here, all the toys and everything, that's nice. But I just wandered around a good, like maybe 3 times. I was like, I don't know what to buy. I'm not really seeing anything that's like, boom, by me. It was just like, it's so busy in there. Unless you can zero in straight on something you know you really want, it's kind of like you just can't deal with it, because it's like, well, I'd like to just stand here, have a good look at everything, rifle through some bags and stuff for something I might like, but there's just people everywhere and you don't get the chance to. So I guess, I mean, I just wandered around and I got to the ID toy stall and started just filling up my arms with stuff from there. I'm pretty sure most of what I got from the weekend was from them, because it was just like, this is the good stuff right here. It's like the Takara Adventure RID stuff and combinable stuff that's like stuff, either stuff we won't get in Tesco's or stuff cheaper than what it is in Tesco's, and Superlink Hot Shot and, oh mate, loads of stuff. And very soon I had a bag full of booty and I was like, whoa, this escalated quickly. Boom! And through the day it just kind of, yeah, purchases piled up, but quite early on I think I just got to the point where I was like, okay, I've had enough. I don't need to buy anything more today. This is loads of stuff, and just went and sat in the bar with people, and, you know, as you do, sort of moving about from place to place, sat and had a chat with Bubs, sat and had a chat with Thew and Frederick, sat with Stu, sat with Ed, just sort of migrating from table to table, fiddling about with something new.
I noticed saying that I still like that toy. The classic man I still like, even though it's just a remolded prime, I still like it, I still got it.
Saying hello to John Grieve, you know, all these excellent people. Seeing the Glaug as well, putting a face to his name. He's not just a funny little pig creature. He's a real person, and that was great seeing him. Oh mate, the stuff he bought. Those customs, right? Wow. And yeah, it was just good. Got to the point where it's like, I'm sat in the bar, cracking open new things I bought, tinkering about with it, as everyone else is sat around this table. And that's what AA is. So the day kind of progressed, and at some point I got something bad to eat, and kind of decided, okay, now it's time to suit up. And me and John went and got changed into our swank DJD attire, our little cosplays that we put together, and wandered around, and instantly there was like a dude saying, can you pick up the Glaug and look like you're about to throw him out the door and I can get a picture of that? And I was like, alright, yeah. And it was kind of straight away people were like, wow, that's good, can I get a picture? I saw Wilderness there as well, he was outside taking me a picture, and it was like, okay, this is a little bit unexpected. Yes, okay, I'm quite proud of what I've done here, but is it that good? Okay. So we decided to go and enter in the cosplay competition, because we were like, okay, these seem to have worked quite nicely, let's go and put our name down for that, might as well turn up, you know, put your foot in the door as it were. And then later on we waited for ages in line for that to go up on stage, and that was a small slice of hell, I won't lie to you. It was so, like, I'm wearing a balaclava under the mask, it's all hot, I've got 2 layers of things to get fogged up, it's like I can hardly see, and it's like, I'm just stood here for ages and ages around all the other cosplayers who I have to admit, this is a really bad thing to say, and I'm sorry if you're one of these people, but I was just sat there thinking, I'm in a room full of complete weirdos because they're all leaning so full tilt into their characters, and it's like, I'll just stand here in the corner and be quiet, and it's okay. I'm glad I picked a mute character, or you know, pretty much. And yeah, that was a bit weird. I was like, I really hope this is going to be worth it because I'm not enjoying it. And then we went through. I got all our names out, and I swaggered through the aisle up to the stage with John and stood there in front of David Wallace and was like creeping him out. And then he said, you know, oh, there we go, everyone, and went to move on to the next person. I was like, no, I haven't shown you the face yet. And took it off and stuck it on his mug, and he was screaming, and apparently that was the point where we won the competition. Boom! Because, yeah, I was just talking to people afterwards, and they were like, the point you did that killed it. And it doesn't matter what any other costumes were like, because there were some that were just so good, like properly tight costumes, like really high-end stuff that we couldn't really compete with. But it was the point where that bit of character and that gimmick came to the fore that I won, and it was like, okay, yeah. Because when they were reading out the runners-up, and like Fredry with his really slick Human Swindle cosplay, he was one of them, and I was like, oh, okay, his is really good. And it's very deserving. I was like, okay, well, we're not in the runners-up. Oh, well, that's all right. And then they said the winners were me and John. And I was like, I just looked at him and was like, did they say our names? Is that what's happening here? So we sauntered back up to stage and were like, wow, okay, give the judges a bit of a bow, give everyone else a bit of a bow, just sort of stand there being a bit like, I'm not sure I can deal with this right now, is this actually happening? And then that was the competition done, and James Roberts came down from the stage and was like, oh, you guys have got the perfect bill for them, haven't you? And I was just like, yeah! And we got a picture with him, and then the endless, and I mean endless stream of people asking for their pictures came along. And it was just like, okay, right. I was just there thinking, so I've been judged as the best the best looking humanised cosplay there, and it's like, on a good day I am certainly not judged as the best looking human around, so this is kind of odd. Okay, you know, it's an awful lot of women asking for a picture with me, and it's like, is this happening? Alright, okay. And then Somali Montano comes up and he's like, oh, you guys look great, can I get a picture? And I was like, alright, yeah. You know, more kind of celebrity people asking for things like that, and it's like, what? This is mental. And then all of our lot came up for pictures, got on with Few where he's looking really worried, and got on with Dorian where I'm sticking the face on him. That became a bit of a theme. Yeah, and that was kind of like 15 minutes of fame right there, a little bit of a stardom kind of explosion. And, wow, yeah. Something else, that's got to be like the highlight the whole weekend because it was like, is this really happening? This is amazing. So after that, kind of had a bit of a sort of celebratory, went to the bar in order to kind of celebrate, have a bit of a drink, be like, yeah, we won, yes! But everyone was really tired and we were really tired. It was just like, just sat around in the chair with like Few and Sammy, and Sammy was falling asleep, and we were just sat there like, yeah, it's kind of the general feeling, and I think we all kind of called it a night a lot earlier than we did the night before, and I say it's a bit of a shame because Saturday night's normally the one where it's like properly mental and everyone gets completely mashed, but no, it was a bit more tame because everyone went too hard on the night before, let's put it that way. So I had the sort of final night in the hotel and got up on the Sunday bright and early for the YouTube panel I was going to be in.
And then Ben is very creative in his style of doing that kind of stuff. Like he takes on, he's like Lee's protege in terms of you see just do trippy ass videos.
And that was another thing that was just like, wow, this is something else that's happening. I'm in a panel. I'm co-hosting a panel at Auto Assembly. I'm sat here with Dorian and Joe and Ben's Collectibles and Simon, who, I'm sorry, I have to admit, I didn't know who he was. Everyone was like, he's a legendary YouTuber, he's been going since 2006. I'm like, this is literally the first time I've ever seen you. Don't tell anyone that yet. So yeah, and that was great. We overrun by about half an hour, and people, I guess that was the sort of the sign people started to skedaddle off to go see the third party panel, and yeah, just sitting there with like our lot. You know, tier 4 2C blokes just sat in there. It was something else, because it was like, okay, here we are. There's definitely a good number of people here who I don't know and are obviously here to gain wisdom from us, and that's really nice. You know, I hope I can pass something on to them. But it did get a bit internalised at one point where it's like we were all talking about stuff that only really us as YouTubers will know about, and it's like, oh yeah, I remember this, oh, you know, him, you know, that kind of thing, which was a bit of a direction we should have steered away from, I suppose. But it was just good to be in a room full of everyone else chatting about all this stuff that we do on the internet, and yeah, again, that was just something that was like, wow, this is really good. That is up on Ben's Collectibles channel if you want to have a look. It's a bit sweary if you're one of the younger lads, but yeah, it was good. It was good. If you didn't get a chance to go to it, and I know quite a few people didn't, and you've got an hour and a half free, then give it a look if you're up for learning a bit more about the behind the scenes stuff of YouTube. And I just really hope that we did answer some questions pretty nicely. I mean, I know there was one guy who asked stuff like, oh, you know, I'm never really that quite happy with my stuff, and that's what stopped me from putting anything out. And it's like, no, you just got to be you, and you just got to know that you've got faith in your own skills and just put it out there, and everyone will like it. It doesn't matter. I just kind of feel like, yeah, especially that question, it was like, I really hope that, you know, this is something inspirational for this guy, and I do hope we have birthed a few more YouTube accounts from that little thing. And after that, it was just like, well, kind of got the rest of the day to do not really a lot, but there wasn't really that much rest of the day, because we were meant to be like out of our room at like 12, so we had to go and do the late checkout thing, and then we only had up till 2, and me and John and Dorian went and filmed the video. So something that let's put it this way, you're going to see it very soon. You won't realise it is what it is. It's an idea I've had for a very long time, and then John was like, we can do this AA, and then Dorian was like, I'll help you, and it was great. He was bossing us about being the director and everything, and we got a million takes to go through, and that was another thing that was just great. Just like, we're all here, or at least me and Dorian are here, and we can make a video together, like, not just sticking files in a shared folder and editing them together. We're actually here to film stuff together, and that was a real bundle of energy. It was like, yes, this is good. So I hope that pays off when you watch it. I think that's the one thing I wish I'd done last year at AA. Made a video, or at least got some footage, because I mean, there's some footage which I'll intersperse in this that you've already seen most of, but I literally got like 4 clips that aren't even like a minute long each, And it's like, that's the AA footage I got? What? Oh, God. I just should have got the camera out and just got some stuff for random clips for a video, and not ended up spending 22 minutes sat here talking to you about what happened. I could show you, and that's so much better. So yeah, after we got that video in the bag, we kind of all lobbed our stuff in the concierge, donned the suits again so that we could get some swank pictures from Nick Hardy, and he did such a good job. He was having so much fun getting pictures of me and John. He was like, oh yeah, do this. No, I've got to get this from you. I've got to work with your gangliness and all this and all it's sinister. And that was great. Picked up the big old Power Links Optimus Prime that I bought off him, and that was like the last thing that I got haul-wise. And it was like, this is a massive box I've got to lug home. Let's sit in the bar and open this up because I'm not going to fit this in anything. So I spent half an hour then cutting that out, undoing 1,000,001 twist ties, which Frederick then made into a funny little moustache, and it was like, okay, that's nice. Good for you for using those, because they were just going to go in the bin, have some fun. Sort of sat there right at the end with Thew cracking open his Devastator, me getting me Power Links Optimus out and kind of reliving Christmas 2003 in the middle of a bar. And yeah, that was... It was nice. I mean, Sunday's always a bit of a wind down, you know. We saw Brad and Bubs and Nuffy when they went, because they had to go a bit early, and people throughout the day, Dave, just sort of coming and saying bye-bye because we're going now, and it's like, oh, okay, all right, well, see you later. And it got to a point where it was just like, this is something that Rob mentioned in his video, and it felt like that was a real highlight. Just like 4 of us sat around a table, me and John and Rob and Craigie, just sort of sat there fiddling about with a few of the bits we'd got, having a laugh. And yeah, that's what it's about. Just those moments where you sat with the people that you love and just having a laugh, tinkering about with your stuff. That's totally what AA is, and all the moments where I had that were just great, and all the moments where I met new people were great, and the whole thing was just great, as Dorian would say. It's bro, oh, it's well bro, man. And yeah, that was just the best weekend ever. And yeah, honestly, we drove away on that Sunday night and got into like a services, got a Burger King. It was like, here's the AA come down meal. We were just having a laugh, just remembering stuff that was going on, and just feeling really elated, even though we just stepped out of the place, And I'm glad that feeling kind of just carried on. It was very much a feeling I carried with me, like, I don't know, it was like there was a state that my face was in for the whole weekend, just mildly smiling, just constantly, like, because it was so good, and I really did feel like I took some of that away with me. And I think even now, it's like, there is still a bit of that there, definitely. I can just sort of sit and just think, I could still be at AA. There is certainly a kind of vibe through the whole thing, the place, the people, just the whole experience. And definitely that one being the last one, being what it was with so many more cool people and good times, that was really strong. And it's definitely something that is still reverberating in me now, especially as I've still got stuff to open and I'm still just kind of mucking about with a lot of the stuff I bought for the first time. It's like, it just carries on. The joy just keeps on going, and I'm wondering how long I can kind of keep that there before it completely peters out, and I'm like, back to boring life. Auto assembly was just well good, wasn't it? I don't know how many times I can go, and say it was something else, but I just can't put into words how good it was. Because it just, for being my second time going, it made it so much better with just seeing everyone again. Because for a lot of people, because of course it was really cool seeing everyone for the first time, that I did see for the first time, but everyone else, Sammy and Brad and Ray, all of those kind of people, it's like, I met you last year, and now I'm meeting you again. It's like, it kind of removes that distance of time, that gulf of the year between last year and this year's one, and it's like, boom, I'm just there, I'm just chatting with Sammy again, you know, as if all of that interviewing time didn't happen, and that weekend's just carried on to this one, and it's just, it's not like, oh, hello, you know, how are you, you know, or for the first time, it's just like, oh, all right, there's Sammy, you know, all right, just kind of pick up where you left off, as it were, and that was really good. It made the whole thing flow a lot more smoothly, because you haven't got that kind of, I'm meeting this person in the flesh for the first time, kind of slight awkwardness. I mean, it's not really awkward with any of us, is it? Because let's face it, we all kind of know each other already, but it's that kind of, you know, that first actual physical social interaction with someone. You've got that out of the way, and it's just like, whey, have a good time. It was just, honestly, best weekend I've ever had. I mean, it would have been great without the cosplay competition, without the YouTube panel. But I think having those bits is just like, damn, that just blew it out of the water. Couldn't have been better. And getting a video filmed and meeting you and Ed and H and Wilderness even as well. It was just great. I did get my complicated hat over there signed by James Roberts. Got a picture where he's wearing my face, and I was like, yes, best picture of Auto Assembly right there. But man, that closing ceremony though, just remembered I haven't spoken about that. Oh wow. And that guy proposed, and it's like, oh, this is like a really big life moment for you, and you're sharing it with all of us. It's like, oh man, oh, that's, oh. And all the stuff with like, oh, Thew going up and being all emotional, giving Simon Plum that thing, and oh, that was something else. It was like everyone is here just feeling the feels and saying goodbye to Auto Assembly. It's like, wow. It's definitely a good thing to think that I was there for the last Auto Assembly, and hopefully I'll be there for the first TF Nation, whatever it is. So, wow, yeah, it was certainly odd stepping out of that closing ceremony, just like, I'm walking out of AA now, you know. Do I look back at it or not? Do I just keep on going, don't look back? Because if I don't look back, I won't see them dismantling everything and sort of saying that it's over, and, you know, essentially its corpse beginning to rot away. Yeah, I'd want to keep it in my mind's eye as it was just around about the time of that closing ceremony, you know, when everyone's just had their last wander around the dealer room bit. I bought loads more on the Sunday, like loads of sealed stuff as well, and it's like, oh, okay then. Alrighty then. But yeah, everyone's had that final wander, final few purchases, final hello, how are yous, and all that. I mean, like, right towards the end, like, just before the closing ceremony, I met Umar, Speed Freak 01 on the Twitter and the Tumblr. He's like the only guy I really speak to on Tumblr. I do have one of those. And that was great seeing him. And it was just like, it all carries on right up to that point where it finished, and it's like, the mood just sort of went down. It's like, oh, there's a different feeling in the air now, but let's hope that I can go sit in the bar for 5 more minutes and try and reclaim a bit of what AA really should feel like. I think I did, yeah. Because I'm pretty sure there was a point where I was sat in the bar right towards the end, and I was completely not conscious of what time it was, you know, how late it was getting. It was like getting off at like 9 o'clock. It was getting off at like 10 o'clock before we left. And it was like, yeah, I'm just sat in the bar, tinkering away with my new stuff, sat with cool guys. Auto Assembly carries on for that little bit longer. It's still kind of carrying on even now, because everyone's doing their videos, everyone's catching up on their videos. I had so much stuff to watch. I've still got loads left to watch, like my watch later playlist from everyone. Like, Sammy was just right in there, wasn't he? Like, got straight home, got a video up. It's like, wow, okay. Watching his, and then watching Thew's one. It's like, oh, I'm in the thumbnail for a Thew video. Where's a picture of me in there? And he's talking about me and John Wheeler and the cosplay competition. And it's like, okay, I've got to do one now. So here's me doing my Auto Assembly video, talking for way too long, and I'm sorry. I'll finish now by saying thank you. Thank you to everyone. And this is like what everyone said, but it deserves to be said. What makes Auto Assembly isn't the fact I can spend nearly 500 quid on robots. It's not the fact that you've got all the odd cosplayers wandering around, or the celebrities, comic writers and artists and voice actors. It's the people like you who will be watching this. It's the people like me who are making these videos. That's what it is for me. It's a chance to just get in there and be with everyone in the TFYTC for real. Sit there, have a drink, have a laugh, talk about what robots you got, what you like, and stuff you might not like even. Just actually be there and have that exchange of vibes that you can't get through a computer screen. Because I like to think of myself as a very empathetic person, and there's so much you can't get from reading what someone's typed, or even from watching a video someone's made like this. You've got to be there, you've got to be reading their body language, you've got to be just taking in whatever energy they're directing at you as you're having a chat with them or whatever. That's what it's about. And to be able to say that I sort of had that time with so many amazing people, that's what makes AA. That's what it needs to be. Just us lot sat in a bar, getting a bit tipsy, having a laugh. Could happen anywhere. And I think that's the message that they try to instill on us in the closing ceremony, that it is an automatic assembly. All you've got to do to have an auto assembly is put everyone in one place, is to have us all be together. Doesn't matter where it is, doesn't matter when it is, doesn't matter if you can go and buy robots if you feel like it, or just have a drink, just go back in there, get some more plastic crack, yeah, go on. Mate, I could keep going. I really have to stop because this is like half an hour long now, and I'm sorry I've made you watch all this, and it's like, yeah, I'm only saying stuff that everyone else has said, and I'm repeating myself now even. But Auto Assembly 2015 was the best weekend I've ever had, and I'm not sure how anything else is going to top that. So thank you to everyone who had a kind word about my cosplay. Thank you to everyone who asked for a picture with me. Thank you to everyone who was just like, hello, how are you? Thank you to everyone who was like, oh, good job on the panel. Thank you everyone who came to the panel. Just thank you to everyone watching this. Even if you didn't go, even if you're on the other side of the world, even if you're over there in California or wherever. Thank you for being a part of all of this community, because even if you're not here, some of that presence, some of that feeling bleeds through into Auto Assembly, where everyone is. And yeah, the community is what it's all about. And Auto Assembly is that one weekend of the year where that can really happen, where it can all come together properly as a real community, because everyone's there just showing their love for everyone else. So I'm sorry I've spoken for so long, and I'm sorry if I've forgotten some little amazing thing that might have happened between perhaps you and I guess at the end of the day, if you remember that we had a laugh, that's all that counts, isn't it? It's a moment to hold in your laugh, whatever. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being great people at Auto Assembly. And, well, yeah. Hopefully see you again soon. I don't want it to be another year till we all meet up. I'll have some robots for you soon. Laters. Boom!